Hey folks, this is JK from the Ministry of Otaku. Hope you're having a decent day this weekend. Now, today I'm going to talk about Fanime, an anime convention that is located in San Jose and will be held at the San Jose Convention Center from May 27th to the 30th of this year. Now, Fanime canceled twice, once due to the draconian response to Coronachan, and second, which is and on the second time they canceled, which was in 2021, and was forced into a glorified live stream event. Well, the real reason why they canceled wasn't because of Coronachan, but rather because of the fact that they actually plan to open up with basic hygiene fear, and what the but certain loudmouths, a certain group of loudmouths actually screamed and howled at Fanime convention runners to cancel the con because it's still not safe. Wah! Wah! They did on Twitter and Facebook, and officially Fanime canceled because by Coronachan, but in reality it's because of pressure and demands from a certain group of loudmouths which have no real intention of coming. And some people were pissed that they canceled twice. Now, since almost every state has dropped their mandates, Fanime, irregardless, decided to go ultra Coronachanwoke. They're not going for a Coronachanwoke. They're not super Coronachanwoke. They're becoming ultra Coronachanwoke. And as a result, Fanime, like most anime conventions, have turned to a glorified shopping mall, a dystopian shopping mall that's simply no fun. More like a glorified shopping mall than an anime convention. With the failure of health and safety policies as seen in Manifest 2022, the Game Developer Conference in 2022, and PAX East 2022, which involved a death of a person who did everything right, but died anyway, that I'll get into another video. You would think that it is time to move on and ask people to if you're that concerned about getting Coronachan, wear a mask, get fast. Instead, Fanime decided to go ultra Coronachanwoke. And these are similar rules that Anime Next had before they called off their convention in 2022. And Anime Next effectively canceled 3 times, once in 2020, 2021, and 2022. That will be in a different video. But now I want to focus on Fanime, which is going to be held at San Jose Convention Center. Now here's the rules. Here's the Coronachan policy update that they had. And it reads, we are working hard to modify and update Fanimecon events to ensure the safety of our community. At the end of the convention, Fanime's 2022's Coronachan policies are as follows. Everyone attending the convention must be fully vaxxed before May 26, 2022, which means you need to have a final vax dose 14 days prior to the convention, which is only before May 12, 2022. Fully vaxxed means you also receive a booster shot after receiving either a 2-dose vax or 1-dose vax. If you're not eligible for a booster by May 12, 2022, you're considered fully vaxxed. So basically, if you haven't got your vaccine recently, Or if you're not now here's the thing: if you're not eligible for a booster by May 12th, you're not you'll receive fully vaccinated. But if you just got a vaccine recently, 2 months or 5 months, 2 months or 5 months depending on the vax, you are required to get a booster shot, which is very similar to the super Coronachanwoke policies of Anime Next. And they're not allowing negative Coronachan tests or medical or personal exceptions instead of being fully vaccinated. They're not allowing any medical or personal exceptions for mask wearing as well. But I'll be surprised, due to recent events that past East 2022, that they may require a negative test, even if vaxxed and boosted. And it's the second part, where it has mandatory masks regardless of vaccination status. Masks will be required in indoor event spaces and outside the convention center entrance. Fanimecon actually have gray walls. They have this huge part of the gray walls. They are planning to cut that area off. It will only allow access if you have proof of vax, and if you're wearing a mask. They're not accepting anything. Now this is pure virtue fear at this point, because Coronachan rarely transmits outdoors. I mean, you got plenty of fresh air. Why are they doing this? What they're doing is basically pushing people away. And it says Fanimecon require all attendees, guests, and staff to wear a mask covering nose and mouth at all indoor event spaces. In this our indoor event space, masks are required to worn when outside the General State Convention Center due to crowded conditions. I doubt they're going to be crowded conditions, because I'm hearing that people are demanding refunds based on this. I've not seen any tweets regarding people canceling their events, but they're not going to say it openly, because they'll be labeled as ex-supporter. Also, these prolonged periods of mask removal are not permitted for eating and drinking. The mask must be worn between bites, sips, and taking medications. Exceptions are personal hotel rooms, designated eating and drinking areas, or fan made before an athlete on stage performing. Designated eating and drinking areas will be clearly marked with signs. Who wants to attend a convention like this, where you're being micromanaged? Like this? There's a reason why I have not attended Otaku 2021 and I won't be attending Otaku 2022 this year, or any anime convention in my local area. It says, please follow masking policies for restaurants and other spaces operated by our facility partners. In accordance with California guidelines, policies will be posted at the entrance of each establishment. We ask for your help to following our Coronachan policies and our understanding to navigate this unique year of Fanimecon. Unique year? More like dystopian year. You can notice that this ultra Coronachanwoke policy was in effect on March 19th, 2022. Basically, it made clear that while California is almost back to normal, they're requiring additional policies above and beyond minimum required by local, state, and federal agencies. Instead of doing the bare minimum or none and telling people to take some personal responsibility, they're adding more policies as a form of hygiene fear and virtue signaling and virtue fear. And other things as well, from what I heard, there won't be any swap meets in 2022. No masquerade, no dance parties, and no music fest. Terrible. I mean, what kind of convention is this? It's nothing. It's gotten reduced to a glorified shopping mall, unless you're there for video games and panels. These are similar rules to what Anime Nets had before they called the convention in 2022 out of protest that the convention venue of Atlantic City, the Atlantic City Convention Center, was told by the venue that we're operating as normal, and instead of telling people to take precautions, the Anime Nets Commonwealth canceled the event entirely. Honestly, it's not worth going to Fanime or any anime convention that pulls this stuff. If you have to go there for one day to get your stuff from the dealers hall or the arts alley. Don't spend your money on conventions that are not willing to operate as normal. I would really recommend going to Anime Matsuri 2022. That's in Houston, Texas. MetroCon, which is in Miami, Florida, or any of the ClassicCon series of conventions, which is either ClassicCon North, ClassicCon East, ClassicCon Prime, or ClassicCon Texas. Any of these three conventions are better than most of the major anime conventions that are doing this crap. It's terrible that the anime convention scene is dying. But economic pain is the only language they understand. Maybe if they waking up to people asking for refunds, they will reverse this policy immediately. But no, they're not doing it. They're willing to lose money and run it as a loss and push away customers instead of going back to normal. It's terrible. It's not worth going to a convention that does this. And basically being timed to eat and drink outside designated areas. It's terrible. I mean, it's virtue fear at this point. And no one is willing to pay over $100 just to be subjected to this. It's terrible. They're not anime conventions. It's a dystopian fest. This is JK from the Ministry of Otaku signing out. Have a good day. And seriously, don't spend money on conventions that are not willing to operate as normal.